Let's talk about iPhone 14, Lewis. We got some great news here. You know, I honestly thought this was really good news, and I was happy to see this.
Yeah, you're excited about this.
Yeah, I am, Lewis.
All right. iPhone 14 might be Apple's first with an autofocus selfie camera. Yeah, looks like it might be the very first one. Front camera also supposedly would get a lower f-stop, and both of these changes would help make the iPhone 14 a better option for narcissists.
Come on. It's rude. I feel like you were trying to look at me through Skype when you said that.
I'm sure you do feel like I was trying to look at you. That's what narcissists do.
I take a lot of pictures. That's actually a great point. I feel like you're talking to me and only me. But I often feel like that. You know, as someone who takes a lot of pictures, I take a lot of pictures with my kids, right? I try to, because like when I hopefully get old and die, I want them to be like, oh yeah, Dad was there, right, for all this stuff. And so the front-facing camera for me is a way to document those special moments with my kids. And then also, I try to take pictures of my calves a lot, so like I'll angle the camera so like you can see like how cut they are, and then I'll post those on Instagram. And the front-facing camera is important for that too.
God, I just almost never ever use it. But anyway, so this comes from one of our favorite sources, TF International Securities analyst Ming Chi Kuo. He said this week, quote, "The front camera of 4 new iPhone 14 models in 2H22, that's second quarter of 2020, would likely upgrade to AF, which means autofocus.
Autofocus. Yep.
AF." And he said, I'm just quoting his thing here, "AF support and a lower F number can provide a better shallow depth of field effect for selfie/portrait mode. In addition, AF can also enhance the focus effect for FaceTime video call live streaming."
Yeah, so the current phones have a fixed focus, so they get everything in focus, right? And according to this rumor, which I would love to see this implemented, is it's going to have a lens that moves, and so it can focus on you and then blur out the background better. I think that's a really cool feature, Lewis.
Sure, it's fine. I mean, any improvement to the camera is great, right? I mean, the thing that is missing from this is center stage. I can never remember what it's called. Center stage.
I can never remember the name of that damn feature either. Yeah, I can't either. I always forget it. But apparently they're thinking about adding that too.
No, so far no suggestion they're going to add that.
Oh, there's been no suggestions.
Yeah,
I missed that part. Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe they'll bring it out. I mean, it seems like a logical thing to do, right? I mean, probably more people do FaceTime calls on iPhones than iPads. I would, if I had to guess. Dude,
so I wasn't planning on showing you this.
Oh,
we got to do more gadget reviews here, right, chat? we got to do some more gadget reviews. So I got this little knick-knack. I'm talking to the chat. So to your point about using your phone for FaceTime, right, or watching videos, like one of the things I find annoying about my phone is like whenever you're using it, you got to like lay it down or prop it up against something. Am I right? Mm-hmm. And it's hard to see the screen. Well, finally, after years of this being a problem, I decided to go and do something about it, Liz. I bought this little MagSafe accessory here. You see this?
Yeah,
it's made out of
sprang into action.
It's made out of aluminum, and for those of you listening, it's like a little stand, and at the top of the stand, it has a little magnet, MagSafe connector on it, and you can just snap it right to your phone like that. And now look at this, Lewis. You can watch stuff on your phone. You can angle your phone so it's pointed towards your face. You can change it into horizontal mode so you can watch videos. And this has made my phone so much more useful. So now when I'm doing FaceTime calls, I can like position the phone and like point the camera at my face.
You don't have to stand there and get a cramp in your forearm.
Exactly. And you can also keep it in this mode, right? So you can watch videos, you can do FaceTime calls. This cost me $20. I got it on Amazon. I should probably be selling these.
What's the red stuff on the bottom of that? Is that tape?
It's just it's like a little pad so that it doesn't slide around your desk. And this is like, 85% of the stuff that you find on Amazon is just cheap crap from China. And I could do a whole episode just on like why most of the stuff on Amazon is weird and unbranded. But I won't do that now. But this, it's probably going to wear out in 2 years, but it's completely made out of metal. The whole thing is totally solid metal. But
is it
Yeah. What?
Is it heavy enough that it's not going to tip over?
It never tips. Never tips.
Okay.
Yeah, it never tips. And I think the reason it never tips is because the way this angles your iPhone over this little stand at the very bottom. So it's super sturdy. Yeah, it never tips over. And then again, it just, you just put it on there and it just snaps right on. It's like, it's really...
MagSafe is the best. Why did they not think of MagSafe?
I have no idea.
10 years ago.
Yeah, because they're not as smart as us, Lewis. We would have thought about MagSafe at the very start. It would have been,
that is debatable.
right after they did that weird Newton logo, we would have been like, what about magnets? Has anyone talked about magnets around here? We would have launched with that. That would have been what we started with. But, anyway. So there you go. There's your iPhone 14 front-facing camera update. But there is one more thing that I think is worth showing, right? So speaking of cameras, we heard that the iPhone 14 camera hump on the back is going to get larger. And I know you're thinking to yourself, how can that possibly be? How can that possibly be? Look how big it is now. And I've got this case on my phone, which I'm sure you've heard me talk about before. It's a bumper case, which I love, the Rhino Shield Crash Guard. And to protect this cartoonishly big camera hump on the back, they had to extend the back of this case 5 millimeters. So it just hangs. There's this giant lip on the back of my phone now, just so the camera is protected. Well, the next case I use is probably going to have like a half-inch lip on the back to cover this dang camera. Because check out. So I'm going to post this in the go to camera mode here, browser mode, and you'll see pictures of these photos that surfaced on Weibo, which is like a Chinese Twitter. And they purport that these are the aluminum molds of the iPhone 14s so that you can start making cases. Case manufacturers can start making cases.
Start lifting weights so you'll be able to carry it.
It looks like a gall darn cow nipple. Look at this thing. Look how huge that is, Lewis.
Yeah, they look like hammers or something. They're giant.
They are absolutely comically enormous. I mean, I can't even imagine how much extra weight that adds to the top of the phone. And I don't know if people even care about this, but doesn't that just look like ridiculous on the back? These cameras are enormous, and they're going to be making the phone thicker. So previous leaks suggest that the camera hump on the iPhone 14 will now be 0.48 inches, so almost a half inch versus the 0.3 inches on the iPhone 13 Max. So, I mean, that's almost...
What? 0.48 inches?
0.48 inches, a half inch with the camera hump. Does that not seem crazy to you?
Is the current one even actually that big? Come on.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. But I mean, if the iPhone 13 Pro Max is 0.3 inches, and these, just by looking at them, you can tell they're way bigger. So, half-inch iPhone. Hey, you know what? I'm not complaining because you know what, Lewis? We always said, make it thicker. We don't care. Make it thicker. Go ahead, Apple. Make it thicker. So that see, this is the suggestion that I made.
Those things.
This is the suggestion I made. I think instead of having a comically large camera hump on the back, make the whole phone thicker to disguise the camera hump, right? So sink the cameras into the phone a little bit, and then just cram that thing full of battery. Make it like an ounce or two heavier. No one cares. And then give it like a 3-day battery life.
That would be crazy.
That's what I'm talking about. Am I right, chat? Adam Broussard says, thicker than Snickers. Shoot. I don't even know what that means. So, there you go. There's your iPhone 14 update. We were just cruising through these, Lewis. Cruising through them.